Hi, this is Samantha Mann, and this is our discussion board 2 post over chapters 4 and 5 in our educational governance and administrative book, and we're discussing the models of administration. So in chapters 5, there were 4 of them that it talked about the efficiency, the person, politics, and culture. So we're going to dive right on in with efficiency, and it was talking about monitoring and collecting data, and then it had a lot of different principles of management. There were 14, and they just kind of went into things that we know that we're supposed to do and kind of think about to make things go more smoothly in our buildings and our school district. But something you definitely, or I think I need to keep in mind as things are proceeding through the course of the year is making sure that you're monitoring everything, you're collecting the data, whether it be behavior or curriculum or test scores, whatever it is. You want to gather the information from it to see if you have a weak spot or whatever it is and be able to go in and fix it. But then you also have to consider the principles of management and being able to think about those in order to address it in the most effective way. The second was the person. And it said there were 2 phases, human relations and human resources. Human relations were more about social needs, motivate people, and people obtain basic satisfaction from relationships with others. Human resources with social needs are important, but a person's capacity for growth and challenge were the needs that received the greatest attention. So from there, my thoughts are definitely making sure we have a good school culture, making sure their needs are met, but not just their basic needs, their social needs, that need for collaboration, that need for support in their growth. And as an administrator, I definitely want to be able to be efficient and collect data, figure out what teachers are needing most, and figure out the best way to move forward from there. Politics, that's a tricky subject. In the book, it mentioned that conflicts come with decision making, and that's for any person. You make decisions every day. There's always going to be conflicts. And it talked about rational and non-rational perspectives, planning and decision making. And something as leaders, we have to be very careful with our decision making, and just be able to consider all the known factors, but then also the factors that maybe not everybody realizes are in play, and just making the best decision you can from there, and being able to support your decision reasonably and logically, and hopefully with data. The last was culture, and I know I mentioned it a while ago with the social needs and the person. There's so many different types of cultures to kind of consider. It talked about school culture, it talked about how to change the school culture, the cultural leadership, cultural perspectives, and it's just something to keep in mind as people. We have needs, we have things that motivate and drive us, and that's kind of what it comes in. You want to, as a leader, create a shared vision and mission for your school, but you want to get the other people on board. And it talked a little bit about manipulation in some of these things, and I think there's a fine line in that. But wherever you work, you want to be passionate about what it is, and you want to motivate others to be passionate in the way that you are. And I think that's a leader's goal, is help teachers and staff understand why you're passionate about kids or learning or curriculum, and get them on board with it so that they can see the way you think and that you share that goal and can make progress towards meeting that. You create a shared sense of purpose, and it motivates. It does. It motivates teachers to work harder and set goals for themselves, and constantly trying to continue growth in that area. So it's definitely something that administrators have to keep at the forefront of their minds. Thank you for listening.